Hello and welcome to France 24's weekly music show. I'm Jennifer Ben Brahim. Today I'm joined by the new voice of a chanson française.
Si tu savais la haine qui coule dans mes veines, tu aurais peur, tu aurais peur. Si tu savais la chienne que je cache à l'intérieur, tu aurais peur, tu aurais peur. Si tu savais la haine qui coule dans mes veines.
From desire to grief, synths to the Armenian flute, Clara Ysé's haunting music is a mix of beautiful contradictions, music, poetry and literature being part of her DNA since day one. And she's just dropped her much-anticipated debut album, Oceano Nox, so much so that her upcoming shows at Paris's Café de la Danse are sold out. Now, Clara Ysé is in the studio to tell us more. Clara, hello, and thank you so much for being with us on France 24.
Hello, I'm so happy to be there. Thank you.
You're welcome. And as I mentioned, it's a really busy time for you. You just dropped a new album. You're about to head out on a tour. How does it feel after all these years working on music to release it into the world, into the universe?
It's wonderful. It's a big relief. In fact, I didn't expect that it was going to move me so much. It's been a few days that I received messages, and it's true that working like for 4 years and a half on an album, and now like I feel people like taking the songs and like leaving them in so yes, it's moving.
And how does it feel to have a sold out show? That must be amazing.
It's wonderful. I'm very lucky. I'm very happy. I think I really do music for the live music, and so when it comes to the concerts and the show, I really think that this is the ADN of what I do. So I'm so happy.
Now, your debut album is called Oceano Nox. Can you tell us a bit about the meaning behind the title? Is it literary reference?
Yes, it's a quote from Virgile, from the Aeneid. And it's a quote saying, like, in French, it's « Et la nuit s'élance de l'océan », like, and the night is going out from ocean. And it's talking about ships during Troy War and which are hiding in the sea. And for me, it was a way, because the album, I think, is talking about what is broken inside us and what's about the ocean night that we have inside us and that we have to talk with and deal with. So, and for me, it was interesting to have a title that was in Latin. And in a way, I think that when we pronounce Oceano Nox, it's also like a kind of futuristic sound. So for me, it's something I tried to find in the arrangements of the album, which is like a mix between things which are old, like working with voices, with a lot of voices, chorus, chords and everything, and something more contemporary, which is like more electronic stuff and everything. So for me, like Oceano Nox, also the fact that the title is like you hear it before understanding it. Yeah. It's something that it's related to my love of music, I think.
It's true, there's a lot of references to the elements in the album, from water to fire, and we can actually hear that or see that with the next track we're going to play from your album. It's called Pyromane, or Pyromaniac in English. Take a listen.
Nos tables de nuit sont rangées des litres d'essence, pyromane de l'ennui. Il est temps de cramer le silence. Laissez-la nous gagner, laissez-la nous marquer, laissez-la l'emporter, les cendres dispersées. Laissez-la nous gagner, laissez-la nous marquer, laissez-la l'emporter, les cendres dispersées.
So that was Pyromane from Clara Ysé's debut album, Oceano Nox. Now, Clara, Pyromane is just one of many songs we hear in the album that really have a sense of melancholy, of rage, but also kind of optimism and lightness. Why this contradiction?
Because I think it's not contradictions. I think that we often see sadness and joy as very distinct feelings, and for me, I think that it's really mixed. And I think also trying to find light in darkness, I think it's something that is kind of obsessing me, and so I think we can find it in the songs, of course, and in all the album.
Now, you've not just dabbled in music, you've also dabbled in writing, and you actually released a book in 2021 called Mise à Feu, or Set It on Fire in English. And it's kind of a modern day fairy tale. Would you say that's the best way to describe the novel?
Yes, exactly, absolutely, because it's linked with childhood. It's the story of two child who are like in a house, and in the very beginning of the novel, the house is burning, and so their mother take them to her brother, and when they woke up in the morning, she disappeared, and she just left them letters, and it's how they goes in with this guy who is violent, and they talk with the birds, and it's like all the way where during how they escape, in fact, from the violence of the world around, and by finding their ways in imagination and music also.
And do you feel that it's a different process writing music for an album or writing a novel? How does it work for you in terms of inspiration and setting pen to paper?
I think it's different, and it comes in from the same part of me, I think, but it's different because I think that for me, writing a song is more linked to writing poetry. It's like it's coming from something which is an instant. And after I work and I worked and I work, but it's like it's more like it appears, and inside us, I think, when writing is coming from poetry or songs. And I think that with the novel is really like a very long time of writing, and with more with more discipline, maybe also in not more discipline, because there is a huge discipline in writing songs too, but it's kind of different in the time of the process.
Do you have more deadlines to meet when you're writing a novel? You have to kind of hit those.
Or you have to work, and even if you're not inspired, you have to go and you have to find a way of being inspired. And in the song, I think it's more like at least as I do, it comes with inspiration, and then I worked around it, and I work with the I rewrite the text, and I work a lot in the arrangements and everything, but I think the first move is always when it comes. I don't call it, and I think that's when I write a novel, I have to call it.
Well, we'll definitely get people to check out your novel as well as your debut album, Oceano Nox. Now we're going to speak about some other music releases really quickly. And we're starting with British singer-songwriter Jorja Smith. Now, you may have wondered where she disappeared to after her whirlwind career launch with hits such as Blue Lights. Well, no fear, Falling or Flying is her first full-length album in 5 years. Now, it's a real blend of jazz, R&B and soul. And she says this album is her finally stepping into her womanhood. Let's take a listen to one of the tracks off the album. This is the quite dancey and upbeat Little Things.
It's the little things that get me high. Won't you come with me and spend the night? Just a little thing for you and I. And if it's meant to be, then that's alright. It's the little things that get me high. Won't you come with me?
So that was Little Things from Jorja Smith's new album. Now she sings about breakups, her relationship with friends, as well as her relationship with herself. Now, these are kind of similar themes in your album as well, Clara. Your songs are very empowering. They celebrate love and friendships. What are you trying to say about being a woman in 2023?
I don't know. I think that for me, friendship helped me a lot. And as music, as connecting with people who are digging in their own field, in their own path, I think. And so I'm very inspired by Jorja Smith, or by Rosalia, or by women which I perceive, or I feel that they really try to find their ways by mixing things, and also creating collective around them, and collective of women also, like it's something important for me.
Well, maybe some collaborations in the future coming up with Jorja Smith
Oh
or
my
Rosalia,
God, I
let's see. Now to another British musician now who, as opposed to Jorja Smith, has been on quite a roll releasing music. Now, Autumn Variations is Ed Sheeran's 7th studio album and his 2nd this year. Now, this comes after a complicated few months which saw him successfully winning a plagiarism lawsuit against his hit song, Thinking Out Loud. Now, no video out yet, but the singer has been teasing the new record with a series of short social media posts made to look like cheesy vintage adverts. Now we're coming to the end of the show, and I want to thank Clara Ysé for joining us on set today.
Thanks to you.
And a reminder that your debut album, Oceano Nox, is out, and you're also going on tour. And we're going to leave you with an American artist who's having a pretty successful September. R&B superstar Usher has just been named this year's Super Bowl halftime performer and is taking over Paris' Seine Musicale venue for 8 nights of shows. Now, he's also just dropped a new track called Good Good, featuring 21 Savage and Summer Walker. We'll leave you with that. And now for more arts and culture news, head to our website and stay in touch on social media. There's more news coming up right after this on France 24.
I hate to agree to make it to forever. You know, Holly ain't getting back together. But that don't mean that I can't wish you better. We ain't good, but we still good. I realize that I can be your lover. Let's just keep it on.